Venus, the beloved, the beautiful, the seductive ruling signs, Taurus and Libra signs of detriment, Aries, Scorpio sign of exaltation, Pisces sign of fall, Virgo associated signs and houses, Taurus and the second house, Libra and the seventh house, physical connections. Balance system, mucous membranes, veins, kidneys, bile ducts, and related illnesses, throat, venereal diseases, salivary glands, and reproductive organs. Keywords: love, attraction, harmony, beauty, values, appetite, peace. It completes a cycle around the zodiac in 225 days. It stays in each sign for an average of 19 days. After the sun and the moon, Venus is the most important planet used by humanity to measure time. Through its orbital motion, appearing as the morning star and evening star, shining like a jewel just after sunset or before sunrise, and its retrograde motion, Venus has been the foundation of many mythological stories. It is the second planet closest to the sun and can be seen at most 48 degrees away from it. Along with the moon, it is one of the two feminine and receptive celestial bodies in the sky. Venus, a nocturnal planet, has a cold and moist nature. However, in Ptolemy's cosmological model, because of its closeness to the sun, it is considered temperate. Some ancient astrologers even accepted it as warm and moist. With its temperate, cold, and moist nature supporting life, it is known as a lesser benefic in the sky. Its jewel-like brilliance associates it with beauty, elegance, and softness. It is considered a softening, soothing energy wherever it touches. Venus symbolizes the desire and power to attract, that is, charm. It represents sensual power and appetite. Although the word sensual may evoke eroticism, this concept includes not only sexual desire but also a strong urge to enjoy worldly and sensory pleasures. In its healthy meaning, it refers to desiring and attracting what is beneficial for oneself. Proper use of sensual power leads to the virtue of moderation. This manifests in life as humility, gentleness, proper guidance, peacemaking, calmness, serenity, resilience, patience, contentment, moderation, harmony, modesty, chastity, and generosity. Venus is the principle of love. It shows what a person enjoys and loves, as well as how they approach both platonic and passionate romantic relationships. It reveals how love is given and received, how one relates to oneself and the world, how peace and happiness are established, and how joy and fun are experienced. In modern times, Venus also represents money and shows a person's value system, what they value and how they perceive their own worth. When Venus is afflicted in the natal chart, the traits listed above may become exaggerated or weakened. In such cases, one may exhibit excessive appetite, addiction to pleasures, indulgence in entertainment and the opposite sex, greed, and intense desire or obsession for things or people that are not beneficial. On the other hand, lack of enjoyment, laziness, demanding nature, unwillingness to strive for beneficial things, sluggishness, and procrastination may also occur. In extreme cases, the word can take on its literal or symbolic meanings of prostitution, jealousy, adultery, and biased favoritism. A night planet, the mother in daytime charts, it is related to attraction. Things like being socially appealing or making purchases in financial astrology. It concerns the reception and preservation of energy. For example, consuming high-calorie food and laziness, hedonism. It is tangible and realistic, matter and physics, natural forces, for instance, the current forces of nature. Sexuality and relationships, jealousy. Every social relationship, including friendships such as marriage and social competition. In the chart of a masculine individual, it shows the qualities he finds attractive in a feminine one. It also includes attributes symbolizing war and politics. Venus reveals what you desire and what you like or dislike in a chart. This includes both social, physical, and purely physical aspects. It is related to aesthetic sense and affection. Things embedded in seasonal processes have developed beautifully over time, like pleasant smells and tastes. Since it is about conserving energy, it can also be examined under any topic that involves effortless acquisition, such as achieving harmony, making compromises, using diplomacy, helping others, or utilizing a mediator. The idea that Venus as the evening star is associated with war and as the morning star is associated with love is misleading. First and foremost, Venus is related to sex. Archaeologists or mythologists who call her the goddess of love, unfortunately, do not consider that this title may be misunderstood. Even in her softest version as Aphrodite, Venus had numerous lovers with whom she had sexual relations. This is about physical desires. In my opinion, yes, that also falls under the definition of love. But modern interpreters tend to romanticize her as if she is doing something entirely different. If you want to romanticize something, look at the sun's symbolism instead. And regardless of whether Venus rises from the east before the sun or sets in the west after the sun, her meaning doesn't change. She is the goddess of sex and war. Replacing the word sex with making love is a misinterpretation. There is no such concept in Sumerian tradition either. The current popular and widespread sources are mostly based on personal interpretations and psychological commentary. Venus begins its retrograde only when it is the evening star and at its brightest point. I will address retrogrades under a separate heading. However, the fact that Venus begins its retrograde only as the evening star doesn't hold any special meaning. Higher Venus traits, positive qualities. Ability to build healthy relationships. Moderate sociability, realism, relying on concrete data, balance and desires, ability to adapt. Giving others their due. Moderate tolerance, ability to obtain necessary things. Willingness to help balance in financial matters. Sexual balance, dressing properly, being well-groomed. Loyal friendship, lower Venus traits, negative qualities. Inability to form healthy relationships. Asocial behavior or excessive sociability. Disbelief in concrete evidence. Being a slave to desires, greed. Laziness, lack of belief in working, jealousy, desiring others' belongings or achievements. Tacky style, obsession with clothing, superficiality, asexuality or sexual excess. Stinginess or overspending, parasitic behavior. Obsession with shopping or brand names, intolerance or excessive tolerance. Fickleness, manipulative behavior. Inability to adapt.